only Khan's daughter, and I just want to marry this freak called Abu Dhabi. And I do not want to do that because I just want to live my life. And I have an asshole of an uncle called Talat Mahmood, who's like, my word is final or nothing. So I meet this guy. Well, he's more than a guy actually, but he's my enemy. But I love him, and love at first sight, and I will do anything for him. Going against my family's word, and basically I risk it all for this love, and it leads me into a lot of dangerous things. At first, I thought it would be difficult to act opposite the guy who plays Romeo, but I have to say it was very difficult at first. I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but building the chemistry off stage so that when we are on stage, it translates into who we are as Romeo and Juliet. The similarities that I see between you and myself is the battle to do what we want that makes us happy, and we're always in some kind of complication with our family, my parents, I don't know, trying to control me in a way. And I have a little sister as well, who's Ruby, and in real life I have a little sister. So, yeah, I feel also the connection with her as well, and I treat her just like how I treat my real sister.
Juliet, please listen. Romeo was the cause of Uncle Talat's death. Do you honestly...
An uncle who spilled more blood on these streets than Uncle himself? Why would I waste my tears for you?
You are my sister, and I will support you in anything. But this insanity has to stop. This 5-minute love is not worth anything. You would choose him over us.
I'm Kumari, and I really love Ju a lot. She's like my little girl, or my little sister, and I would just want to protect her and do the right thing by her, but what I think would be the right thing.
Do you know what is happening tomorrow at the Khan's residence? Could you imagine what would happen to their reputation if they insulted the Dabis by refusing their offer? This isn't right. We must do something about this, Kumar.
Well, my name is Xavier, and I'm playing the character in Romeo and Juliet Butter Chicken as the dad of Juliet, and his name is Khan. It's you really need to change the way you play your character, because you need to bring that maturity out of you, and also the way you talk, the way you approach other characters like my brother Talat Ji and my wife. It's just how you bring yourself out. You can't just be yourself and be that character. You really need to transform yourself and bring the maturity so that you come out as a father, and more of a very strict father as well. It's not just normal father. Hey daughter, how are you? Okay, but it's more I'm Khan's up. I'm very proud of who I am, and so it's pretty tough. But you really need to transform your character. And I guess acting with other characters who change themselves to who they are, that really makes a difference. And I think that's the important part of it. And of course, beard, and by the time I do my makeup, I think I'll be mature enough.
How did those two guys get into the party? This is a Khan house. I threw the wedding. It wasn't just any two guys. It wasn't any two Hindus. It was two Malhotras.
They're just kids, It's not
They're
like
not,
they did it.
hey! I'm talking to your mother.
I still remember, my first scene was, call the ambulance, and Reina came up and said, Ruben Bhaiya, you're in the next scene. I'm like, okay, what scene? What's the line? So that's the start I had to my acting career. What is my favorite scene? Jeez, man, I like all my scenes, but I think I think I like the scene when I walk into a conversation with Juliet and the mother about Juliet's wedding Juliet marriage to Abu Dhabi. I think it's a fantastic scene.
You call child services. I like to see that. Rubaina, stop eating and give her the phone. Go on, call child services. I want to know what happened. Listen, I might get into a little bit of trouble, but I know it takes them 23 minutes to get here. You know what I can do in 23 minutes? Somebody gonna get a real bad. Somebody.
I'm Madam Khan. I'm Juliet's mother. She's a very poised lady. She's I guess she's not very affectionate to her daughters. She's not a friend to her daughters. I think she's a mother when she wants to be, and there are a couple of scenes where she acts a bit motherly, but normally she's very much like I say what goes, and like that is what if I say I want you to do this, then you should do it. I apparently am also a drama queen, so a bit of that, and I don't know if you're familiar with Bollywood movies or anything, but I think I based my character, this particular character, on Kiran Kher. Are you? Yes, so I think, I try and portray myself as Kiran Kher in this. It's a funny story. I was actually in Europe at the time, and I logged on Facebook, as you do, and I saw an email from Shahil. And Shahil had written, look, Ekta, this is how the subject read. I want you. That's what the subject read. And I thought, wait a minute, this sounds a little odd. So I logged on and I realized that's, not his, he wanted me, yes, for a different reason as to what I thought initially. So he wanted me to play this role. Initially, it was very interesting, and I thought, hey, I don't know much about it, but, all the funds raised go to charity, so this is one way that I can contribute to, something that I wouldn't be contributing to otherwise.
That's a good girl. Now listen to your father. We have so much planning to do. Your wedding will be in 3 days. This coming Sunday. In fact, I think the designers are coming any moment now. That must be them.
My name is Janaki Vishwakaman, and I play Rubaina Khan, or Ruby for short. Ruby is Ju's little sister, and she looks up to Ju a lot, if you know what I mean, because she's only 14 years old, so she's very impressionable as a teenager. So she's always running around after Ju, hanging out in Ju's room. She has a thing with eating, so typical teenager, she likes to eat, and this is the funny thing, I don't have to wear a fat suit in this movie, in this theatre production, so that's even better. So it's just, she's this little teenager who eats a lot. She likes to eat, she likes to have fun, and the one thing about her though is she has no clue about men. She has no clue about boys, so there's this innocence towards her that is just adorable. Are you serious?
No, I'm Makindar. Maka for short, it sounds cool. No? Okay, it doesn't. You are?
Not interested. This is the funny part of it. I started out as a dancer in this production. I met Juliet, or Dashni, at a party through an old friend, and my friend was like, you still dance, don't you? Dashni is in this production, they're looking for dancers. So I signed on, and I was a dancer for about a month. Then I get this call from Pav, the producer. Hey, are you interested in auditioning for a role that's come up? Because I had let it slip to Raina, one of the choreographers, that I do a bit of acting as well. And so came in, auditioned, and I was just like, oh, I do hope I get this role. And then the next morning, got a call, and they were like, yeah, we would love you to play Rubaina, so that was
वो कर दीजिएगा, बहुत मेहरबानी होगा. Please do us this favor. We will be eternally grateful. And Rami, with one wave of my hand, one call from my mobile, and I was granting them their favor, just like this.
That's Talat Khan. That's him. And what he does is he hates this family, the Malhotras. He hates them with all he's got. They don't, if he can just rub them off, he'll rub them off. And he's got the all Indian ideas about class and status. Is very hierarchical. And he's like, he wants to be there at the top. He wants to control. And very much like the Indian politician who's also a thug and hobnobs with the thugs. So there's that seedy side of him where he's probably associating with very unsavory characters, very criminal characters. Something like the equivalent of a mafia don.
How dare you? Do you think you can surpass my greatness, huh? Well, let us do better, you coward. Come here. What? Better come back, you coward. You lily-livered son of... Come here. Top three.
I was shopping, and then and I've always had this ambition, as I told you, I've knocked on the doors of every theatre group here in Australia, in Brisbane rather, and we knocked back and told at the door that you're actually wasting your time. I almost given up, and then I saw the sign there, wanted Indian actors. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was pure accident. I'd done somebody a good turn. I don't know whether there's something in this play, that the turn of events. You do somebody a good turn, you bring a homeless person in, and he was in dire straits, so many things that went wrong. And I said, okay, I'll take him out shopping, and then suddenly he noticed it in the midst of his grief. He was in such grief, his wife had left him, he had no home. In that midst, suddenly he sees, he saw that, I don't know whether this is providential, he saw that sign, poster, wanted Indian actors, he pointed it to me.
Travel. See the world. Study. And maybe later, have I forgotten something? No, and maybe at some later age get married. Rami, this is wonderful. What are that? Arey, idiot girl! All generations, we Khans have had only one purpose for our daughters. That is to marry into the Dhabi family. That proposition was set in stone the day Juliet was born.
My name is Thomas. I play a character called Jackie in the scene. He's the sheriff, and he doesn't have a lot of on-time presence, but he's mentioned and referred to throughout the play. Initially, I came for a spot to be one of the dancers. That didn't work out well, but I was chosen to. There's an opening for Jackie, and I auditioned for it. I was lucky enough to get casted for it. Jackie is a kind of sheriff. I guess he's the only law enforcement figure in the play. When everybody talks about any like law breaking or anything, they always mention him. So, and he's like a one-man sheriff in the whole town. He's the laws. Yeah, I guess Jack is the complete opposite of me in real life. I'm not a loudspeaker, as you would have guessed. I have to make an extra effort to shout more during the scenes. And you have to keep in mind that I always like, you're Jackie now, you're not Thomas, and probably everyone else's acting supports you in that, because they play along and you feel more comfortable playing the role. And yeah, you have to keep in mind to like shout and look tough. I'm not sure that's easy to do, but
Enough!
Khan shall be banished.
My name's Graham. I'll be starting off the production with a bit of a warm up for the audience, singing a few songs. That'll be quite nice. After that, we'll get involved in the actual main production. I play two characters in the production. I play a figment of Romeo's imagination, who narrates his life through song, which is pretty fun. Some great scenes, some great gags. On top of that, I'm also playing a character called Davo Smith, who's the token white guy. But no, he's there to show the idea that it's still set in Australia, and it's an Australian family that's also involved in all this Indian sort of mix that's going on, and it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. My character Davo, he's kind of oblivious to the world. He's just grown up like any other guy. He's obviously met a lady he's really interested in, and they've gotten married, and they've got the kids. Now my character in the play is designed to be probably more like sort of maybe 35, maybe 40, and I guess I'll have to grow my beard back for the day, maybe a little bit older. But he's designed to be about 40, so that's why his kids are 18, 16, 17. But I think he's just oblivious to the world. He just kind of has fun and goes on about his way. Yeah. One of the other directors involved, Luke, he just gave me a call one day and said, "Oh look, Charlie, who's the main producer, he said, look, we need somebody to come in and just play some songs." So when I first arrived, I think all I was going to do was play one song in one scene, and that was it. That was going to be all there was to it. And then after that, every rehearsal I came to, we just added another thing to the list of stuff to do. So yeah, it's cool. It was really fun, a really nice iterative process. So it was good. I really like the fact that I'm performing. I love performing. My job outside of this is fairly bland, so I like to perform again. I've been performing for years, on and off, in different little things, and singing here and there, and bits and bobs. But just to be part of a nice production again, and to have a goal in sight, and to have something that we're working on and working for. I'll leave it up for you, Pastor. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know there'll be no tears in heaven. Well, hi, I'm actually the father of Romeo Malhotra, who plays a role where I'm totally out of my comfort zone, where I'm thrown in the deep end, where I have to bring out the parts, the emotions that I'm not used to. But it's a journey that I've started with a little bit of knowledge to it, but I've used a lot of my imagination as to how the father of this guy will actually portray himself to be a very authoritative, powerful, dominating person. To really gel myself with the group, I think the first thing is you need to study the nature of your role first, and how you interact with your son and the people around you, and how it flows with my opposition party. And that's really helped a lot, I think. How do I portray that? Just picture yourself when you're really angry, where you need to exert your power and your aggression. Where have you used that before? You've obviously used it somewhere. Someone younger, or someone in the family, or where you've seen it in the Tamil movies. The more you polish on those skills, on that particular action, on that particular emotion, the more natural. And sometimes it just comes out natural to people because they've been looking, watching, and thinking about it so much, but they've been suppressing it. All it needs is just one particular scene to bring out this emotion in you. Bang. It's where I confront Romeo, where I use a lot of my power and my dominance to show him who is the higher authority. Although my values are very traditional and I still need to stick to my own role, but he's a bit more open, he's a little bit more relaxed, he's a bit more liberal, you know. So where I actually, you know, confront my wife and the phone call comes, you know, and the telemarket, that's my favorite scene.
Years and years of nurturing. This is what it come down to?
My fault? But what did I do?
What did you do? What did you do? Dare you ask me such a question of this?
I'm sorry.
What's Romeo doing at the Khan's house?
Romeo?
Khan's house! What is he doing there?
Romeo in the Khan's house?
Yes!
I'm playing a role called Kumala. I'm a younger brother to Kumari, who is a maid at the Khan's residence, and I'm also a maid at the Malhotra's residence.
How many times do I tell you that you have to come over here, huh? How many times must I tell you? Do you know what is happening tomorrow at the Khan's residence?
No.
Kumara, how many times must I tell you? Do not speak when I am talking.
I got this role when I first saw an advertisement at a bus stop saying that if you are interested in acting and dancing, please call Charlie. So I rang up the number and the first thing I hear is it's Shandil talking, and what I said to him is, can I please talk to Charlie? And then he said, I'm the one. And yeah, then I just asked him, I just saw the advertisement over here saying that you need some actors and all that, and so he said that, yeah, are you interested? I'm like, oh yeah, definitely. So the first thing what he said was, you're not going to pay for this. And the reply I gave to him was, I don't need a single cent for this. This is what I've always wanted to be doing. My favorite scene for the whole play were actually two scenes. The first one was where I go up to the guru and tell the guru that I've got a news for you about the Romeo. He's reached his new home safely, and in between that we do a comic scene where the guru says, who are you talking about, Voldemort and all that. That was really cool, and the way people enjoyed it in the show was really good at the same time. And the other scene which I liked the most was the difficult one where we rehearsed like 20-25 times. That's the gunpoint one, scene 18. That's the most, I think, the most hardest part which we encountered in the whole play with me and the Romeo.
Neil.
Tell me, Kumara, where I can find something that will take me to my loving. Let me tell you this. You, Kumara, only have two options.
Okay, sir. There are these two people down in Kanal Bank in Gandhinagar.
What are their names?
This is not a game, sir. These two are the two.
Kumara!
No one knows their real names, but they go by the name Sarkar.
I'm Luke Cosgrove. I play the part of Makindar, Macca for short because it sounds cool. Macca is Romeo's best friend. He's kind of the larrikin of the group. He's the one who's always messing up somewhere in the background. He sort of doesn't really think anything through. He's sort of just a little bit of a laughter in the background of whatever scene he's in, where he tries to be sort of the class clown of the play.
Yeah, you're just always on it. Every time I see you, you've got a bottle in the hand. Buy some more, fill it back up. I have put on a bit of weight, Dad. Thanks for pointing it out. Yeah, no, I'll go hit the gym. What was that?
is projected. And I think it comes across in a couple of scenes, at least I hope it does, like where there's a scene in the fight scene where Talat starts to threaten his sister, and he sort of drops the laughs and immediately stands between the two of them. And similarly, you know, the way that he dies, if you haven't seen the play, he dies, I'm sorry. He actually dies jumping in front of his best friend. So whilst he sort of projects this whole I don't really care attitude, which is sort of like his front face, he obviously has some really serious cause to himself about what it is that he values and that he's willing to actually lay his life down in the line of. Charlie Shandil, I went to school with, he's a visionary, thank you very much, none of this idiot stuff. He approached me sometime last year, I think, and said, we didn't caught up for ages, we haven't seen each other in a long time, and he started explaining that I'm working on this play, and he read a bit of the script to me, and I was already laughing, sitting in the cafe we were in, before I even seen the script, and thought, yeah, no, I definitely want to help in any way I could, and it started off just with, Charlie was wondering if I could come along and help a couple of the actors who hadn't done much acting before, sort of develop their projection or an understanding of their character, and different sort of workshops to help them sort of gel with who they're meant to be. And so I came along and I did that for maybe a couple of months, and that was really good fun. They were an awesome crew to work with. Lots of fun. It's like a huge family behind set. Favorite scene in the play, yeah, is definitely the second scene. Just because it was the point where I think Romeo and myself and Graham, our musician, all may or may not have actually memorized the script in any way whatsoever. And so we all rocked up to a rehearsal one day and said, just go with it. And what came out was just hilarious and fun. And we couldn't remember it. We actually had the audience have to tell us what we said. And then that was probably the most natural scene because it was one that was just us making it up on the fly.
Some sort of, I don't know, metaphysical, imaginary equipment?
Hey, do we have a magic equipment? No. I'll just make it with a real one. Do you think that'll work?
I see how it is. How's the song go? Oh, that's got to
hurt. That was you?
No, it'll just come when you feel it.
Oh, you're gonna feel it.
No, we're watching. I will. And we may never meet again. So shut your skin and get started. And you may throw your arms around me. Yeah.
My name's Jay and I played Sheikh Ali Spear in Romeo and Juliet. My character was a comical character who is provided more guidance to Romeo and Juliet in what they did. He was quite good friends with the guru and together they had a lot of fun. He grew up in Australia. He had quite a rough upbringing. That's why he's now quite older and trying to forget all those memories by punishing the younger ones that come to him. My favourite scene would probably have to be scene 16, where Juliet came and saw the guru, simply because we rehearsed it so many times and a lot of Thursday nights went into it. Also, I enjoyed the final scene. It was very well executed and it just kind of summed everything up. My favourite moment in the play would have to have been where Rubina was crying when Ju died. The other thing was the Still Knox call. It was a crack up at rehearsal. We laughed at it so much. But then the Heath Ledger Carking it call. And we laughed at it so much in rehearsal, but when the actual night came, when it came out of my mouth, it was quite a controversial little moment in the play.
Got this 8-year-old prepubescent kid that any of your business, mate, but just because you're pretty, still looks. You know, the one that Heath Ledger...
Oh, of course. Oh, right. No, that was very sad. Very sad.
Good, great actor, though, mate. Great actor.
Great role in the Dark Knight, you know. I so senior.
What a great line that turned out to be.
You know, I tried to his makeup once. He just didn't get out of my beard.
Why do you try to make up?
That's it.
I'm assistant stage manager and I also do some of the accounting work, the dodgy accounting. First of all, my sister's one of the directors, so she helped with the writing of the script. Actually, that's producer, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so I came onto the scene because, well, it sounded like a really interesting project and it was for charity and I thought, okay, well, if it's for a good cause, I might as well do something where I can have fun as well. Well, I have to know where everyone's like entering and exiting the stage and where all the props are going and everything like that. And I have to just like direct everyone, make sure they're on like the right side of the stage when they exit, or if they're on stage, then they're doing what they're meant to be doing and stuff.
Me, I'm Hitesh Patel, technical director of the NS charity play. I've been in this industry since '96. Full-time, on and off since then really. Learned at university and then yeah, just doing it for fun now. Got a message on Facebook. I think you should, I can't remember if I was head-directed or I replied to a message, I really can't remember, but yeah, had a look at the contract, I had a look at what the charity was about, made sure I was happy with it, and yeah, it's all good so far. You get it right because you have to get it right, otherwise it's not really fair on the actors and the directors that have spent a lot of time in getting it right, so I have to get it right, there's no choice. In terms of lighting, you could have a power cut, fuses could blow, but at the end of the day the show has to go on, so you have to, that's when I earn my crust, is when stuff does actually go wrong, the show has to go on, and it will go on. Yeah, and sound-wise, I guess feedback's my most worry, because as an audience member, they'll remember the feedback, they won't remember the show. I don't want that to happen. I want them to remember the show for what it is.
That's the good girl. Now listen to your father. We have so much planning to do. Your wedding will be in 3 days. This coming Sunday. In fact, I think the designers are coming any moment now. That must be them.
I'm the choreographer, so well, one of the few choreographers, and me and Sunanda are in charge of choreographing half the dances. Lots of fun. It's definitely lots of fun because we're doing a lot of genres that we wouldn't usually, because we're very intrinsically Bollywood dancers, except, you know, with this production we're doing things like It's Raining Men by Jerry Halliwell and Black or White by Michael Jackson, which is completely out of our comfort zone, but we have more fun because of it, because we come up with really crazy moves and things like that, so yeah.
I'm Sasha.
I'm Sunanda.
And we're the choreographers slash dancers.
Yes.
For us, me and Raina, when we listen to the songs that you guys gave us, I think we go more with the meaning of the song, the words, and then try and, because usually when we do dances we go with whatever they say, and then we try and do something that fits the meaning, and then and then it just goes with the flow.
Same with me and Shauna, we do that, we try to find the meaning of the song, but we looked at the scene it's in as well, and depending what the characters look like in the scene and how we want to, bring out the dance from what the meaning of the scene is. I play Basanti Smith, which is Mac's sister, Davu's my dad, Sushmita's my mum, and I'm getting an arranged marriage to Romeo, except he doesn't love me the way I love him. So it's a bit heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Rejection in the face.
Let it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to. We'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives are made in these small hours.
And this has been a
Won't you come back and play?
production.